This is the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Blackarachnia. Wow, easily. I thought this was going to be my favorite figure in the whole Deluxe Class wave. I've been a big Blackarachnia fan since I watched the Beast Wars cartoon back in the 90s. I believe I was still in high school when it came out. A bit of a quality issue, a warning for this particular figure. If you're looking through several on the pegs, immediately with where the window is, you will immediately spot a lot of paint imperfections with some of the figures, particularly in the mouth. The gold paint apps on the mouth, some of which were not done properly. The Predacon insignia, the yellow on her chest, and orange and all that. There's a lot of minute nitpick issues I have with paint apps right off the bat when you see it in packaging, but it's easy to find one with great paint apps. Most of the figures I saw had great paint apps, but just be wary of those one or two figures that might have some imperfections. And here is Blackarachnia out of packaging. The figure is absolutely terrific. Apart from the minor paint complaints I mentioned in the opening of the video, everything seems to be fine. It's a really, really well-made, well-sculpted figure. This robot mode, look at this. Absolutely amazing. It's so close to how she looked like on the show. If they could have just improved a few things on the paint apps and deco, maybe metallic gold would have really made this figure pop, would have made it a super perfect figure. But as it is, this is probably the best Blackarachnia we've ever seen Hasbro's done. In terms of proportion, articulation, solid figure, the solidness of the figure, I think this is the clear winner. This is an absolutely wonderfully done Blackarachnia figure. Now the instructions tell you to fold the legs this way in robot mode. This is the official transformation, but for me, I think this is the better way to display her legs even in robot mode, despite having it look like a ton of kibble. I think she just looks so much better with all those legs spread out. And even in the cartoon, the legs were kind of spread out, even when she was in robot mode. Now, the figure also comes with her signature weapon, the sort of grappling hook blaster gun with a microphone at the end. It doesn't do anything, doesn't fire, it's well done. It's done in the same yellow plastic. She can hold it in either hand, which is cool. I mean, the claws are sculpted with a circular portion right there that allow you to grip the hand. Very nice. She also comes with a trading card of Dinobot. I really don't get this. I mean, the figure should come with his or her own trading card. Like Warpath should have Warpath. And in her case, she should have a Blackarachnia trading card. I don't understand what Hasbro's doing with this thing. Is it randomly packed or anything like that? And then it has this peel-off gimmick as well, and you get the beast mode versions of these figures, or the Beast Wars figures, done in their beast mode. Articulation for the figure, pretty good, pretty spot on. The neck is actually on a ball joint that is on a hinge because of transformation. Shoulders can go in and out, forward and backward. Swivel here at the bicep. Hinge elbows, no waist articulation, and that's understandable because of the transformation. That's fine. The legs can move in and out like this. There is a forward and backward motion, but a little bit hindered because of the waist piece. There is a thigh swivel, very tight thigh swivel. The knees can bend this way. It looks like a double joint, but it's not. It's just angled really nicely, and it's because of transformation that will allow you to do this this much bend. Foot can go up and down. Can't really point forward or point downwards. A little bit of a shame. I wanted it to do that. And the rocker articulation. Rocker ankle joints. And for some size comparisons, here is Blackarachnia with a deluxe class figure from the Siege line. We have Spinister. And from the Kingdom line, a core class or Legends class, Rat Trap. So she's much smaller than I thought she would be. I thought she would be just a tad bit taller, but again, Hasbro's trying to perfect the scale with the War for Cybertron Trilogy. And I think her scale is just fine. Now, before we get into the transformation, I just wanted to point out one pet peeve I had with this figure. It just really ruined my day. And one of the transformation steps tells you to move her chest, her bosom. You'll need to pop it out from her abdomen right here. That's one of the steps. You have to pop it out like that. Now, it was very tight, and I thought, oh my God, another peg of doom. And when I did it, the first time I did it, I just pop it and I just wham, and I heard something snap and crack, and sure enough, something broke. And I will give you a close-up look at what happened. Right there, you can clearly see there is this teeny tiny peg, and you know how I feel about these small, slender, thin, absolutely breakable pegs of Transformers. And I mean, seriously, Hasbro, you put a thin peg, a breakable thin peg, using gold plastic. What a wonderful recipe for disaster. And look how small that hole is. I had to carve out a hole in the hopes that I could still salvage this, because when I popped it, that thing bent and was on the brink of breaking, and eventually it fell off. What I did was I tried to super glue it. Not that great of a job, but it's super glued on it. You can clearly see all the stress marks and fractures it's incurred, and I don't want to tab it in anymore because it doesn't fit in. It's a tight fit, and I'm just going to keep it like this, untabbed in robot mode. It really doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the figure. If at all her bosom is a little bit raised, that's fine. But in alt mode, it goes up like this, and that really bummed me out. I mean, I was very excited about this figure. This figure was one of the best in the line. I think the robot mode is spectacular, and you will see later on that the alt mode is fantastic. But this is inexcusable. I mean, Hasbro, seriously, I mean, look at this. Ultra thin, breakable peg on gold plastic. Just wonderful, Hasbro. Well done, you geniuses at the Hasbro Design Lab. And now for the dreaded transformation. If you are a parent trying to teach your kid how to do this, please pay attention, because transformation can be tricky. Get rid of the weapon right here. Put it off to the side. We'll use that later. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to unpeg or unfold the backpack. This will form that rear section of the spider. Rotate the head 180 degrees and fold it down like this. Okay, and then what you want to do at this point, again, like I said, pop off the bosom. That. Make sure you don't break that peg like I did. I don't know exactly how you're going to do it. If I do get another Blackarachnia, I'd probably have one on pre-order, I guess, as an insurance. I'm pretty sure I have one. If I get it again, we'll see. We'll do an unboxing and see if I don't break that peg off or shear it off again in the transformation. So unfold this part of the spider right here. This is going to be the head of the spider. Go ahead and fold this entire section right here so that the head is right there in the middle cavity. Okay, and then the arms. You want to do this to the arms. You want to. There's this. You see that rivet right there? You're gonna pop that out very slowly. Be careful. Again, this is gold plastic, and you know how notorious the gold plastic of Hasbro is. Go ahead and fold that. Rotate 180 degrees this way. You want to fold the shoulders inward like this, and then pop that back down like that, okay? And then what you want to do, you see these tabs right here on the claws. You want to rotate so that they're both facing each other, like that. Don't worry about the legs, we'll fix those later. Okay, and then what you want to do is they actually do tab in together, very nice and tight. Just make sure it's aligned properly, and see, I'll give you a closer look at that. And then what you want to do is you just want to peg them in like that, and it will stay like that for the time being. Don't worry about things looking like a mess. They'll all sort out. They'll all be sorted later on. So at this point, what you want to do, the instructions tell you just fold the feet up and then fold the legs. Move these panels off to the side so you have some room to move those calves and fold them in like that. And then what you want to do, this is a little tight, so what I do is I try and spread the legs a little bit, and maybe not even try and fold it right away, because what you want to do is like this pelvis piece, you want to rotate it all the way up here, and then rotate the legs right here, and then collapse them right here, and they should form. Let me just fix it like that. Okay, and they should kind of form that lower section of the rear section of the spider. Now, the bosom, I'm gonna go ahead and fold it underneath this whole section right here. And then what you want to do, you just want to tidy things up, and you need to form that side section right here. Same with this one. Okay. You just want to collapse everything like that. That's the rear section of the spider. Once you've lined everything up, once you've formed this piece of the spider, this is the most frustrating part for me. You want to line up the arms and the hands. The hands are going to grip those heel spurs, and it's a nice effort on Hasbro to try and solidify the alt mode with this step of the transformation, but it's a very tricky mess that you have to maneuver in, and you just have to make sure that everything's lined up properly. The arms are lined up, those are tabbed in, and they just fit just right onto those heel spurs, and hope that they don't move anymore. So you want to hold the figure like this, and then you try and adjust the arms very slowly. The spider legs, you just want to pop them up like that. The knee guards, you're going to fold up this way, and do the same on the other side. Make sure gingerly, very, very carefully do that so you do not, that's what happened. And like I said, I didn't want anything popping off. But it's very frustrating to get everything perfectly aligned, perfectly square. And yeah, that's the best I could do. Okay, and then it's all just a matter of lining up the legs. You want to fold down the legs before you align it. Don't rotate it while it's spread out. Fold them down and then align it, and then spread them out when you're ready. Legs should be aligned like this, and it's really up to you how you want to pose the legs, but I try to make it like a creepy pose, like a creepy spider pose. Like that she's supporting her weight definitely with her legs, but let me just see if I can. Okay, and just like that, there is the alt mode. Very cool looking spider alt mode. Now at this point, I really don't want to connect this, because this thing, again, those two pegs right there underneath the gun, they're going to slot into those wrists of the arms, and they're just gonna mess up the entire thing. We've worked so hard to do, and really this is the one that really messes up things. So if you want to keep it there, just for the sake of keeping it, just pop it in very lightly. You don't have to push it all the way in, because the moment you do, like I said, everything just comes undone, and it's so annoying to get it perfectly in like that. And then this thing just loves to rip things apart. So okay, we'll see, just for the sake of the review, we'll do it that way. And there you go, there is the spider mode of Blackarachnia, and it is absolutely perfect. If you can get everything lined up, it's great. I really enjoyed this spider mode once I got this, but no thanks to this gun, we'll just throw that off. Despite the incredibly tedious and cumbersome transformation, I love how this spider came out. I mean, wow, look at that. And you know, some people were complaining that these joints, they don't have any articulation. I'm totally fine with it. The simpler articulation, I mean, some articulation is absolutely required, definitely, like these, but the limited articulation, I'm pretty cool with it. I'm happy with it, because it gives you a more stable, a more orderly type of alt mode, which you don't have to fidget and move things here and there. Variable joints, that's enough to make a really, really cool pose for Blackarachnia. I'm pretty cool with it. And the black paint came out nicely. And again, like I said, the only way I think Hasbro could have improved the paint apps and aesthetic of this figure is to make that yellow metallic and hopefully not brittle, because this is a mean looking spider, a Black Widow spider. And so some final thoughts on this Blackarachnia figure. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, Blackarachnia we've ever gotten from Hasbro. With the exception of the original Beast Wars figures and all that. With the more modern take on Blackarachnia, on this character, I think this is the best one we've gotten. As good as it gets, folks. It may not be super accurate to the cartoon. It could use a few more gold paint or gold plastic. The legs could be more gold or bronze, and the yellow bits could have been more gold instead of the usual mustard yellow glossy plastic that they used for this one. But it is still a very good representation of the character. I'm really very pleased with the aesthetic. Robot mode is amazing. The spider mode, the beast mode, is absolutely gorgeous. My complaints are really on that breast piece. That shouldn't have been the case. There shouldn't have been a peg right there, or they could have had a shallow peg, a very thick shallow peg, to just, instead of that thin, very brittle peg. Transformation can be a little bit annoying at times, but overall, I am very pleased with this figure. This figure is going to get a 8 out of 10 from me. Definitely one of the better figures for the Kingdom line. If you're a big fan of the original Beast Wars cartoon and you love the toys, this is a definite must-have. You got to pick this one up. So folks, let me know in the comment section what you think of this figure. And as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. And if you want to help the channel out, please check out my Patreon account. There is a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching.